Hello everybody, my name is Brooke Meisner. I'm one of the coaches in the Career Management Center. Today I'm going to be looking at a common question that we get, and it's a big question. How is it that I decide what exactly I want to do? So I at least want to go through a couple of different resources today that you can use to get closer to answering that question. And something I want to emphasize is action. I don't think this is the kind of thing that we can solve just by sitting around and just thinking really, really hard. I think we've got to take action and do certain things. So let's dive in and see some specific action steps we can take. So first off, there's some great assessments that you'll get a chance to take at Owen. They're optional, but I take advantage of them. The first one is the Career Leader. This is an assessment that's specifically designed for helping MBAs decide what they want to do. As far as we know, it's the only assessment that's out there specifically for MBAs, designed by some people from Harvard Business School. You take the assessment online, let us know you want to take it, we'll send you the login information, and you'll get some great results that look at things like your interests, your values, your motivators, but also how those relate to specific job functions that MBAs typically go into. It compares your results to people who have been working for 7 or more years in a lot of job functions that MBAs want to go into, and people who are also having a high level of satisfaction in those jobs. Next up, if you're involved with the LDP program, you're going to take the Hogan assessment. And one of the scales on the Hogan, the MVPI, looks at things like your motivators, your values, and your preferences. Again, this is another resource to get some a little bit more objective perspective on what things really help you decide what you want to do. What are the things that you want to pursue? So I'd use both of those resources. Next up, there's some great readings that you can take advantage of. The Walker Management Library has a lot of good resources here, a lot of different databases that you can use to take a specific industry and read more in depth about that industry. What's it like to work in there? Who are some of the major players in the industry and their competitors? What things are on the horizon to be changing? One of the other great tools there is called the Vault Guides. It's a free thing that you have access to through the library. And these are basically guides that you can get that look at specific job functions. Things like what's it look like to work in human resources or sales and trading. You get these in PDF versions for free. And you'll get some in-depth perspective of what's the recruiting process look like, what's the day-to-day look like, what are some of the skills that you want to try to work on for those specific job functions. Next up, there are a lot of events here at Owen that you can take advantage of. Something to keep in mind with these is that it's pretty time sensitive. A lot of these are kind of bottlenecked towards the front end of the year, and it makes sense. That's one of the best times for you to try to get more clarity around what you want to do, so that then you can be prepared to spend the rest of the year trying to pursue those things. Specifically towards the beginning part of the year, there are a lot of symposiums. Job function symposiums like the HOP symposium, the consulting symposium, and what you'll have at those events is you'll have a chance to hear from alumni who are working in that industry, as well as from some second years, sometimes professors as well, about what's going on with that job function in that industry. What are some of the things you need to be aware of with recruiting, and just a chance to hear from how other people made decisions about that. The CMC also offers a lot of career exploration workshops. We have panels where we'll have second years come in and talk about how they made the decision of, hey, these are the things that happened during my last year, and this is how I got to the point of deciding I want to try an internship in a certain area. We'll also do some workshops where we look at things like your career results, and you'll do some exercises like the 100 jobs exercise, where you'll kind of use those experiences to think through what are my patterns of interest and what does that mean going forward. Some other tools that you can use include having some discussions, or as we like to call them in the Career Management Center, some informational interviews. Talk with the CMC peer coaches, second years who've been out and had internships in some of the areas that you're thinking about. Also, just in general, think about all of the second year students that you can talk to. Hear from them about what they did before Owen, hear from them about their summer internship and what they're thinking about going forward. Finally, of course, use your family and friends, people who already know you, people who are working at companies that you're interested in, or industries or job functions that you may want to pursue, and just learn from their experience. Also, don't forget to take advantage of the coaching resources. Myself and the 3 other CMC coaches, we're more than glad to sit down with you and talk about this question. Like, how is it that I think about what I want to do? What are some of the skill sets that I have? What are the reasons that I've picked some of my career choices in the past? And what do those say about things that might be good for me going forward? The Leadership Development Program at Owen is also a great resource to help you that. Both the LDP staff here at Owen and the executive coaches that you'll connect with will be people that you can also run these ideas by, people you can kind of think this through and brainstorm with. Lastly, employers. For a lot of students, this is a major reason they come to business school. You get a chance to connect with a lot of great employers right here on campus. Also, you'll have a chance to connect with them off campus. Things like the treks that we have, where we'll go on the consulting trek, and you'll have a chance to hear from several major consulting employers and alumni at those firms and see, what is this really like on a day-to-day basis? Is this a place that I want to work? Employers will be coming on campus to do information sessions. Again, you'll get to hear right from them. What's the experience like? What's the recruiting look like? What are the skills that they're looking for? Job descriptions can also be a helpful way to get this. Something you can look up at any time just to get a sense of how they're evaluating candidates for a given position. And finally, hopefully the culmination of all of this, if I were you, I'd kind of view this as ways to gather data that then you can use to formulate your hypothesis. What is it that you think you do well in? What do you think you'd enjoy? What's something to be a good fit for your interest? And then try it out in your internship. Could be a summer internship, could be an internship during the school year, but experiment with that and see, is this a good fit for you? If it is, great, work hard, hopefully turn that into a full-time offer. But if not, it gives you some ideas, more data that you can use to kind of come back and re-engage this process and say, hey, what else is there that might be a better fit for me? Hopefully that gives you some good ideas on how to think about this. Remember, we at the CMC are here to help you through the process. We want to work with you until you can feel a little bit more comfortable with this and get a little bit more clarity. Thank you very much.